Well, Guy Turcotte, who killed his 2 young children back in 2009, has been offered his freedom today. Psychologists at the Pinel Institute announced about an hour ago that the former cardiologist's therapy was progressing well, and he is ready for release. Richard Dagenet is out at Pinel for us tonight. And Richard, this decision will no doubt be a controversial one.
Absolutely. I'm not sure how many people would have predicted this decision or that a decision would come today. It's a bit of a surprise. This is actually day one of what was supposed to be a 3-day process by the Mental Health Review Board here at the Pinel Institute. The former cardiologist, of course, found not criminally responsible for stabbing his 2 young children to death back in 2009. Since June, Guy Turcotte has been allowed unsupervised outings, been riding his bicycle around Pointe-aux-Trembles, where we are outside the Pinel Institute tonight. This afternoon, the Mental Health Review Board, as you mentioned, decided that Guy Turcotte had earned his freedom. There are a number of conditions that the former cardiologist must respect. He must live in a place approved by the Pinel Institute. He must continue to follow psychotherapy. He must return in 1 year for reevaluation, and he is not allowed any contact whatsoever with his ex-wife, Isabelle Gaston. Now, when we got here, Isabelle was still here. She was kind enough to speak to us. She told us that she basically had 2 reactions: a rational reaction where she sort of expected this decision to happen, to come the way that it did, and her emotional reaction, where she told me that she's still in shock. She has, I guess, a bit of a problem with the fact that experts, when they do testify, are not held accountable for what they say, even if what they say is not necessarily in line with the empirical scientific evidence. They basically get up on the stand and no one questions what they have to say. I also asked her about her future, knowing that Guy Turcotte, her ex-husband, is a free man.
Even if they would bring, Mickey Mouse or, I don't know, Gandhi to tell me that he's not dangerous anymore, I mean, he killed my 2 children. So even if you do 1,000 of therapy, he had a misadaptation diagnosis. So for me, the person will always be dangerous. Has he evaluated? Has he understand what he did? I think it's still in a denial phase, not denial of the death of the children, but denial of the part that he played in of those killings.
On the way here, we also, I managed to get Isabelle's brother on the phone, talked to Patrick Gaston very briefly, and he is extremely disillusioned at the way the system worked, said that once a murderer, always a murderer, and now it remains to be seen what the community at large will think of today's decision here at the Pinel Institute. Jamie?
Yeah, we'll be hearing those reactions, I'm sure, in the hours and days to come. Thank you, Richard Dagenet at Pinel tonight.